Hey champs of ExamsNet, welcome to the question series of ExamsNet. Student, you must have explored our website www.examsnet.com. This site is a great place for you to practice your entrance exam question papers because here you will find so many entrance exam question papers along with their detailed PDF solutions. And you must download our app. The link is available in the description box for the better preparation of your exams. So today, students, we will be solving J 2024 6th April shifted 2 paper. Okay, so in this particular video I'll be solving the physics part of the paper. So starting with the very first question of this physics series, that is question number 31. The longest wavelength associated with Paschen series is. So chams, first of all, this question is from the chapter of modern physics. So it is asking about the Paschen series. Okay, so the spectrum is like this. For n equals to 1, we have Lyman series. And for n equals to 2, we have Barmel series. And for n equals to 3, we have Paschen series. N equals to 4, bracket. And n equals to 5, we have P-fun. Okay. So it is asking for the longest wavelength associated with Paschen series. For longest wavelength of Paschen series, the transition must be from n equals to 4 to n equals to 3, means n1 will be equals to 3 and n2 will be equals to 4. So for finding the wavelength, we will use a formula 1 over lambda equals to r Rydberg constant 1 over n1 square minus 1 over n2 square. So just put the value and we will get our final result 1 over 3 square minus 1 over 4 square. So it will be r 1 over 9 minus 1 over 16. Okay. So 1 over lambda will be equals to r 9 into 16. This will be 16 minus 9. So solving it, we get lambda as 16 into 9 over 7r. Okay, and we know that the value of Rydberg constant is 1.097 into 10 to the power 7. So just put the value 16 into 9 over 7 into 1.097 into 10 to the power 7. So solving it, we get lambda as 1.876 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter. Okay, this is the final answer. So among these four option D, that is 1.876 into 10 to the power minus 6 is the correct option. Okay. Now next question 32. A total of 48 joule heat is given to 1 mole of helium capped in a cylinder. The temperature of helium increases by 2 degrees Celsius. So the work done by the gas is. Okay. So this question is from the chapter of thermodynamics. Thermodynamics. Okay. Now, for solving the question, we will use the first law of thermodynamics. According to first law of thermodynamics, delta Q is equals to what? Delta U plus W. Okay. And in the question, we are given that a total of 48 joule of heat is given to 1 mole of helium. So delta Q is given as 48 joule of heat. Okay. So we'll put here. So 48 is equals to, and delta U, we write delta U as NCB delta T. Okay, plus W. N is here 1 mole, means value of N is 1. So 48 is equals to 1 and CV. Okay, for total of 48 joule of heat is given 1 mole of, and the temperature of the helium increases by. Okay, and we know that CV means specific heat at constant volume is equals to 3R by 2. Okay, since it is a helium atom, na? So for helium atom, it is 3R by 2. So just put the value 3R by 2 into delta T. Delta T is 2 degrees Celsius. So 2 plus W. So from here we find that 2 cancels out each other. W is equals to 48 minus 3R, and value of R is given as 8.3. So just put value W is equals to 48 minus 3R, 8.3. So solving it, we get W is equals to 48 minus 3. These are 9, 8, 3, 24. So W will be equals to 23.1 joule. Okay, this is the answer. So among these four option 4, that is 23.1 is the correct answer. Now next question 33. In finding out refractive index of glass slab, the following observations were made through traveling microscope. For 51-year scale division is equals to 40 MSD main scale division, 20 divisions on main scale in each centimeter. For mark on paper, MSR equals to this, VC equals to this. For mark on paper screen through slab, we are given MSR with this, VC for this, okay. And for powder particle on the top surface of the glass, we are given with this reading. So refractive index of the glass slab is, okay. So this question is from the chapter of units and measurements. Units and measurement, okay. Now we are given MSD. MSD means main scale division, and MSR. MSR means main scale reading, and VC. VC means 1 year coincidence. Okay. So for we are given that one main scale division is equals to, first of all, 1 centimeter over 20. Since it is saying that 20 division on main scale in each centimeter, means one main scale division is equals to 1 centimeter over 20. So one main scale division according to this question is 0.05 centimeter. Okay, let us say this is 1. And one year scale division is equals to, it is saying that 51 year scale division is equals to 49 main scale division. So one year scale division is equals to 49 main scale division over 50 1 year scale division. So it will be equals to 49 over 50, and 1 MSD is equals to 0.05. So 0.05. So solving it, we get 0.049 centimeter. Okay, let us say this is second. And least count. Least count, we all know least count is equals to 1 main scale division minus 1 year scale division. So it will be 1 main scale division means 0.05 minus this 0.049. So it will be equals to 0.001 centimeter. Let us say this is third. Okay. Now it is saying that for mark on paper, MSR equals to this and VC is equals to this. Okay, so let us say for mark on paper, L1 is given, L1 will be this 8.45 main scale division plus this VC 1 year coincidence into least count. Okay, L1 will be equals to 8.45 main scale division plus 1 year coincidence into this least count. So it will be equals to 84.76 millimeter. Okay, let us say this is third. And second is for mark on paper seen through lab. For mark on paper seen through lab. And we can write L2 as this main scale division 7.12 plus 41 into least count. Okay, so it will become 7.12 plus 41 into least count 0.001. So it will become 71.61 millimeter. Okay, let us say this is fourth. And then for powder particle on the top surface of the glass slab, for powder particle, let us say L3 will be equals to 4.05 plus 1 into 0.001. 4.05 plus 1 into 0.001. So it will be 40.51 millimeter. Okay, let us say this is fifth. Now we have to find the refractive index of the glass slab. Okay, so first of all, we will find actual L1. So actual L1 will be equals to what? This 84.76 minus this 40.51. So it will be 44.25 millimeter, and actual L2 will be this minus this, 71.61 minus 40.51. So it will be 31.10 millimeter. Okay. So from here, L2 will be equals to L1 over mu refractive index. So mu will be equals to L1 over L2. This is the formula, huh? Remember this. So mu will be L1 over L2. L1 is 44.25 and L2 is 31.10. So the refractive index will be 1.42. So the correct answer is option A, 1.42. Okay. Now, next question. In the given electromagnetic wave, EY is given by 600 sine omega t minus kx volt per meter, and intensity of the associated light beam is, okay. So this question is from the chapter of electromagnetic wave chapter, okay. Now we are given EY, electromagnetic wave, as 600 sine omega t minus kx volt per meter, and we have to find the intensity of the light beam. We know the direct formula for finding the intensity as 1 by 2 epsilon naught E naught square into C. This is the direct formula, okay. So just put the values 1 by 2 into epsilon naught, 9 into 10 to the power minus 12 into E naught square. E naught square means this. So this will be 600 square into C. C will be 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So just solve it. It will become, this will become 9 by 2 into, this will be 6 is the 36 into, this will be 10 to the power minus 12 plus 4 plus 8 into 3. Okay. So solving it, we get 2 ones are 2, 2 8 is 16. So 9 into 18 into 3 into 10 to the power 8, 4, 12 and minus 12. This will be 10 to the power 0 means 1. So it will be 27 into 18. So solving it, we get 486 Weber per meter square. So our answer is option 8, 486. Okay. Now next question, 35. Assuming the Earth to be a sphere of uniform mass density, a body weighs 300 Newton on the surface of the Earth, how much it would weight at r by 4 depth under surface of Earth? Okay, so this question is from the chapter of gravitation. Okay, it is saying that assuming the Earth to be a sphere of uniform mass density, a body of weight 300 Newton on the surface of the Earth. Here is a body whose weight is 300 Newton. Okay. How much it would weigh at r by 4 depth under surface of the Earth. Let us say the radius of the Earth is r, and it is saying that r by 4 depth, at r by 4 depth, its weight would be, okay. So at surface, force is given as 300 Newton, na? So mg will be equals to 300 Newton. So m mass will be 300 over g. Okay, at the surface. Okay, let us say it is gs. Okay, now this is 1 at depth at r by 4, na? R by 4 depth. So let us say at depth means GD. It will be GS 1 minus D over R. Okay. And D is R by 4. So just put the value GD is equals to GS 1 minus R by 4 into R. This R cancel. So GD will be equals to GS. This will become 4 minus 1, 3 by 4. So 3 GS by 4. Okay, let us say this is second. Now, the weight at depth will be equals to this mass into this GD. Just put the value, mass is 300 over GS and GD is GS into 3 by 4. GS cancels. This will be 2 2s are 4, 2 1s are 3, 2 5s are 10, 0. This will be 2 7s are 14, 2 5s are 10. 75 into 3. So it will be 255 Newton. Okay. Weight at the depth of R by 4. The weight will be 225 Newton. Option D. Now next question 36. The accepted level of a p-type semiconductor is 6 electron volt. The maximum wavelength of light which can create a hole would be. Okay. So this question is from the chapter of semiconductor devices. Okay. We are given the accepted level is at 6 electron volt. Okay. So maximum wavelength. So for wavelength, we will use the energy formula. Energy is equals to Sc over lambda. Sc over lambda. So from here we can write energy E as the formula 1240 over lambda. Lambda should be nanometer electron volt. Okay. Energy is given as 6 electron volt. It will be equals to 1240 over lambda in terms of nanometer. Okay. So from here lambda will be equals to 1240 over 6. So lambda will be equals to 2 3 are 6, 2 6 are 12, 2 2 are 4 0, 3 2 are 6, 3 7, 3 6 are 18, and 19 20 3 6 means 207. Okay. 207 nanometer. Okay. Option C is the correct answer. Now next question 37. A car of 800 kg is taking turn on a banked road of radius 300 meter and angle of banking is 30 degree. If the coefficient of static friction is 0.2, then the maximum speed with which car can negotiate the turn safely is. Okay. This question is from the chapter of rotational motion. Rotational motion. Okay. We are given the mass of the car as 800 kg and radius is 300 meter and angle of banking means theta is given as 30 degree. Okay. If the coefficient of static friction means mu s is given as 0.2, then we have to find the maximum speed. Okay. So student, we know that the formula for such type of question is direct formula. You have to do nothing, just apply the numerical values in this formula and you will get your desired result. Okay. The formula for this is Rg tan theta S mu over 1 minus mu tan theta. Okay. So V maximum will be Rg will be this 300 meter Rg into G and into tan theta means tan 30 degree plus mu is 0.2, 0.2 over 1 minus 0.2 into tan 30 degree. Okay. So V max will become under root of 300 into G is 10. Okay. Into tan 30 will be 1.73 na. So it will be 0.57 plus 0.2 over 1 minus 0.2 into 0.57. Okay. So V maximum will become under root of 3000 into this will become 0.77. 1 minus this will become 7 to the 14, carry 1, 5 to the 10, 1, 11. 1 minus 0.114. So solving it, we get V max is equals to under root of 3000 into 0.77 over 0.114. So it will be 688, 0.886. So solving it, we get V max as 51.4 meter per second. This is the final answer. Okay. 51.4 meter per second means option B is the correct answer. Now next question is 38. Two identical conducting spheres P and S with charge Q on each repel each other with a force 16 Newton. A third identical uncharged conducting sphere R is successfully brought in contact with the two spheres. The new force of repulsion between P and S is okay. So this question is from the chapter of electrostatics. Electrostatics, okay. So according to question, two identical conducting sphere P and Q, P and S. Let us say this is P and this is S, okay. And with charge Q each, let us say Q charge, repel each other with a force of 16 Newton. They are repelling each other with a force of 16 is Newton. So we know that for such type of question having two conducting sphere, we always use the Coulomb's formula, that is force is equals to 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 over R square. Okay, so in this case, the force between P and S sphere will be directly proportional to Q square, na? Means the force is as given in the equation is 16 Newton. Okay, let us say this is equation 1. Now, a third identical charge, uncharged conducting sphere R is successfully brought in contact with the two spheres. Okay, let us say this is P and this is S. They are having charge Q, and another sphere of which is uncharged. Let us say this is R and it is having charge 0. Okay, at first, and brought in contact with the two spheres. So let us assume that at first it is brought in contact with P. So if this sphere R is brought in contact with P, so this charge Q will be distributed in both the spheres. We know that na, for such type of question means when two particles or two body they are come in close contact with each other, so the charge gets just equally distributed in both the bodies. So if the total charge here is Q, so after coming in contact with each other P plus R, so the charge Q is distributed equally, means now it is having a charge Q by 2 and it is also having a charge of Q by 2. Okay, for this the force will be between P and R, the force will be directly proportional to Q square. Means the force here will be Q square, means Q by 2 into Q by 2, means it will be Q square by 4. Okay, let us say this is second. Now if S and R in brought in contact, let us say this P is having a charge Q by 2 and S is having Q and R is having Q by 2. Okay, now this S and Q are in brought in contact, so S plus R means Q plus Q by 2, means the total charge will be 3Q by 2, and since they are brought, sorry, 3Q by 2, and since they are brought in contact, so this 3Q by 2 will be distributed equally, means now the S is having charge 3Q by 4 and it is also having 3Q by 4. Okay, so for this S and R, the force will be F for S and R, the force will be directly proportional to Q square, means 3Q by 4 into 3Q by 4. Let us say this is third. So now the force between P and S will become force between P and S, because in the question we are asked to find the force of repulsion between P and S. Na? So for P and S, the force will be directly proportional to Q square from Coulomb's law. So it will be Q by 2 into 3Q by 4. Q by 2 into 3Q by 4. Okay, so it will be 3Q square by 4 to the 8. So it will be 3 by 8 into Q square, and from first equation Q square is given as 16 Newton. So into 16. So 8 to the 16, so it will be 6 Newton. Okay. So option B is the correct answer. Now next question 39. In a coil, the current changes from minus 2 ampere to plus 2 ampere in 0.2 second and induces an EMF of 0.1 volt. The self-inductance of the coil is okay. So this question is from the chapter of electromagnetic induction. Electromagnetic induction. Okay. Now it is saying that current is changing from -2 ampere to +2 ampere in time is given as 2 seconds and EMF is given as 0.1 volt. We know that EMF induced is equals to minus of L di over dt. This is the direct formula. So in terms of magnitude, we can write modulus of EMF is equals to modulus of minus of L into di over dt. Okay. So EMF is given as 0.1 volt. It will be modulus of time is given as 2 seconds and current is changing from -2 to +2 and this will remain L only. Okay. L into di over dt means +2 minus minus of 2 because current is changing from minus to +2 now. Over time is given as 0.2 second. So just solve it. We'll get L as 0.1 into 0.2 over 2 plus 2 means 4. So it will be 5 millihenry. Okay. So the answer is option A, 5 millihenry. Now next question 40. For the thin convex lens, the radii of curvature are at 15 centimeter and 30 centimeter respectively. The focal length, the lens is 20 centimeter. The refractive index of the material is, okay. So this question is from the chapter of optics part. We are given a convex lens, okay, and radius of curvature 15 and 30 centimeter. Focal length is 20 centimeter, refractive index. Okay, so for convex lens, we will use 1 over f is equals to refractive index of lens minus refractive index in air minus 1 into 1 over r1, 1 over r2. Okay, so focal length is given as 20 centimeter and this will be mu over, let us say refractive index of air is 1 minus 1 1 over r1 plus 15 minus 1 over r2. Since it is convex lens, so it is a minus of 30. Okay, so it will be 1 over 20 mu minus 1 into 15 and this 1 over 15 plus 1 over 30. So it will become 1 over 20 is equals to mu minus 1. This will be 15 to the 32 plus 1, 3 over 30. Okay. So this will mu minus 1 will be equals to 30 over 20 into 3. So mu minus 1 will be equals to 1 by 2. Mu will be equals to 1 by 2 plus 1. So mu will be equals to 3 by 2 means 1.5. So the refractive index is 1.5. Means option C is the correct answer. Now next question 41. Energy of 10 non-rigid diatomic molecules at temperature T is. So this is from the chapter of kinetic theory of gases. Kinetic theory of gases, okay. So energy of 10 non-rigid diatomic molecule. So first of all, it is a diatomic molecule. So the degree of freedom will be degree of freedom F will be equals to 5 plus 2, 3 and minus 5. Okay. So it will be equals to 5 plus 2 into 3. Since the atomic molecule 2 into 2 and minus. Okay, sorry, it is not 5, it is 1. 3, 2 minus 1. So it will be 5 plus 2, 3 to the 6 minus 1. So it will be 5 plus 2. 6 minus 1 is 5 to the, and this will be 5 plus 5 to the 10. This will be 15. Okay. Now the next question is 41. Energy of 10 non-rigid diatomic molecule at temperature T is, okay. So this question is from the chapter of kinetic theory of gases. Since it is a non-rigid diatomic molecule, okay. So for non-rigid diatomic molecule, we have the degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom will be, see, for a rigid diatomic molecule, we have 3 translation degrees of freedom and 2 rotational degrees of freedom. Okay, but since it is a non-rigid diatomic molecule, so for this we have 3 translation degrees of freedom, 2 rotational degree of freedom, and additional vibrational degrees of freedom. So for any molecule, any diatomic molecule, we have only one vibrational degrees of freedom. Since we are considering the energy here, so energy will be potential energy as well as the kinetic energy. So instead of 2 vibrational degrees of freedom, here we will consider, sorry, in place of 1, we will consider here 2 vibrational degrees of freedom. So for this non-rigid diatomic molecule, we have total degrees of freedom 3 translational, 2 rotational, and 2 vibrational, means 7 degrees of freedom. Means here F is equals to 7. So energy will be equals to, energy is equals to F by 2 kBT. Since there are 10 molecules, so into 10. So total energy will be 7 by 2 kBT into 10. 2 5s are 10. So total energy will be 35 kBT. Okay, so our answer is 35 kBT, means option D is the correct answer. Now next question 42. A body of weight 200 Newton is suspended from a tree branch thought through a chain of mass 10 kg. The branch pulls the chain by a force equals to. Okay, so let us say this is a tree and this is the chain. Okay, this chain is of mass 10 kg and a body of weight 200 Newton is suspended to it. So the total total force will be, must be equal to the tension force acting in the upward direction. Okay, so it will be this 200 Newton plus this 10 kg downward force, means M into G. So M is 10, G is 10. So to total force will be 200 plus 100. It will be 300 Newton. Okay, so B is the correct answer. Now next question 43. When UV light of wavelength 300 nanometer is incident on the metal surface having work function 2.13 electron volt, electron emission takes place. So the stopping potential is, okay. So this question is from the chapter of 12, nature of matter and radiation. Okay, 12, nature of matter and radiation. So it is saying that there is a metal surface and a UV light of wavelength lambda equals to 300 nanometer falls on this metal surface. So when it falls on the metal surface, the electrons are ejected from it, and these electrons are called the photoelectrons. Okay. So, and for this photoelectrons, the work function phi is given as 2.13 electron volt. So we know that this is the phenomena of photoelectric effect, and for photoelectric effect the equation is given as this. Vs is the stopping potential is equals to Sc over lambda minus phi, where phi is the work function, and we have to find this stopping potential. Okay, so this will be equals to, okay, work function is 2.13 and Hc over lambda. Hc value is given as 1240. So 1240 over lambda is given as 300 nanometer. So 300 nanometer, electron volt nanometer. Now, okay, electron volt nanometer over nanometer, nanometer cancel. So this will be electron volt only, and it is equals to EVS. Okay, so from this we can say this will cancels out like 4.13. So 4.13 electron volt minus 2.13 electron volt is equals to EVS. So solving it, we get this will be 2.00 electron volt will be EVS. So EVS will be equals to 2 volt. Okay, so stopping potential here is 2 volt. Option C is the correct answer. Now next question 44. The number of electrons flowing per second in the filament of 110 watt bulb operating at 220 volt is, okay. So we have to find the number of electrons now. So first of all, we know that power is equals to V into I. Okay, power is given as 110. It will be equals to V 220 into I. So from this I is equals to 110 over 220. So it will be 0.5 ampere. Okay, and we know that current is equals to N into E over T. It is 0.5 is equals to N over T, and E is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. So it will be equals to N by T 0.5 over 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. So solving it, we get N by T is equals to 31.25 into 10 to the power 17. So the number of electron flowing per second is this 31.25 into 10 to the power 10 to the power 17 means option A is the correct answer. Now 45. When kinetic energy of a body becomes 36 times of its original value, the percentage increase in the momentum of the body will be. Okay, so percentage increase. So this is the from the chapter of work, energy and power. Work, energy and power. Okay, so first of all, we know that kinetic energy relation between kinetic energy and momentum is p square by 2m. So P is equals to under root of 2m into k. K is kinetic energy. So final kinetic energy as given in the question is 36 time of original one. 36 time of original one. So momentum will be equals to under root of 2m and 36 time of original one means PF is directly proportional to 6 time of original momentum. Na? 6 is a 36. Now, if we consider these at the constant, so it will be 6 time of the original one. So percentage increase in momentum will be, it will be equals to final minus initial over initial into 100. To solving it, we get final is 6pi minus pi over pi into 100. So it will become 5pi over pi into 100. Pi cancels, so it will be 500%. Okay, so percentage increase in momentum is option A, 500%. Now next question 46. Pressure inside a soap bubble is greater than the pressure outside by an amount. So this is from the chapter of properties of solids and liquid. We have to find the pressure inside the soap bubble. Okay, so there are two liquid air surfaces in the bubble. Let us say this is a bubble. So there are two liquid air surface. So delta P change in the pressure will be equal to 2 into 2s over r. So it will be 4s over r. This is the direct theory based question. So the answer is 4s over r means option A. Now next question 47. Match list 1 with list 2. Okay. So this question is from the chapter of magnetic effects of current and magnetism. Current and magnetism. So the A part is if we are given a graph y versus x graph, okay, in y there is magnetic susceptibility and in x there is magnetizing field. Okay, so if the graph is between the magnetic susceptibility and the magnetizing field, so this will be something like this. This is x, this is y, so the graph is something like this. Okay, so the option A matches with third. Option A matches with third. Okay, and if in the y-axis there is magnetic field and in x there is distance from the center of the current carrying wire. So we know that the magnetic field formula is mu naught over 2 pi a square into I into r. So for this the graph will be in y there is magnetic field and in x there is distance. So it will be like this. So the B matches with first. Okay. And in third part, in y there is magnetic field and in x there is distance from the center of a current carrying wire where x is greater than a. When x is greater than a, so we write B equals to mu naught over 2 pi I over a. So y magnetic field, x is distance. So it will be like this. So it matches with fourth. C matches with fourth, okay? And in y, if the magnetic field inside the solenoid and x is the distance. So it is the very simple one. Will be like this. So D matches with second. So A matches with third, B matches with first, C matches with fourth, and D matches with second. Okay, so the correct answer will be A matches with third, B matches with first, C matches with fourth, D matches with second. So C matches with fourth, na? C matches with fourth or first? C matches with four. So option A is the correct answer. Okay. X is greater than A na, and this is like D matches with second. D matches with second, and C is like this. So C matches with this fourth. C matches with fourth, and A matches with third, and B matches with first. Okay. Oh yeah, option A is the correct answer. Okay. Now, next question 48. In a vernier caliper, when both jaws touch each other, zero of the vernier scale shift towards left and its fourth division coincide exactly with a certain division on main scale. If 50 vernier scale divisions equals to 49 scale divisions and zero error in the instrument is 0.04 mm, then how many main scale divisions are there in 1 centimeter? Okay. So this question is from the chapter of units and measurements. Units and measurements, okay? So according to question, if the fourth division coincide with exactly with a certain division on main scale, fourth division coincides with a, a certain division on main scale, okay? Certain division on main scale. Main scale. Let us say let us say this certain division be we assume, let us say it will be third, okay? So we are assuming that the fourth division coincide with the third division, then 0.004 centimeter will be equals to this 4 vernier scale division minus 3 main scale division, okay? So then this 49 main scale division as given in the question equals to 50 vernier scale division. So one main scale division will be equals to 1 over n centimeter, na? So this 0.004, this it is in terms of millimeter. We have changes in terms of centimeter. So this 0.004 will be equals to this 4 vernier scale division means 49 over 50 MSD minus 3 MSD. Okay, so solving it, we get 196 over 50 minus 3, and 1 MSD means 1 over n centimeter. So 1 over n. This is multiply, not minus. So solving it, we get 0.004. N is equals to, this will be 46 over 50 into 1000 over 4. It will become 46 into 1000 over 200. So we get n is equals to 230. Okay, this is the final result. N is equals to 230. Not given in the options. N must be 230. Okay. Now, next question 49. Given below are two statements. Statement 1 is dimensions of a specific heat is this, and statement 2 is dimension of gas constant is this. So what is the correct answer? Okay. Again, this question is from the chapter of units and measurements. Units and measurements, okay. Dimension of specific heat. So first of all, delta Q is equals to ms into delta T. So specific heat S will be equals to del Q over m into delta T. So dimension of S will be equals to delta Q means m L square T minus 2 over m into delta T means m into delta T. T is in terms of Kelvin to K. So S dimension, specific dimension will be L square, this mm cancels, K inverse T minus 2 means statement 1 is correct. Okay. And dimension of gas constant. Since we know that from ideal gas equation PV equals to nRT, so R will be equals to from here PV upon NT. So dimension of R will be P, pressure, ml inverse T minus 2 into volume means L cube over N. N is in terms of mole, okay, and temperature is in terms of Kelvin. So R is having the dimension of M. This will become L square T minus 2 mole inverse and Kelvin inverse. And in statement 2 we are given ml square T minus 1 Kelvin. This is the wrong statement, okay. So statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is incorrect. So from this point of view, option C, that is statement 1 is correct and second is incorrect, is the correct answer. Now 50th question. A body projected vertically upwards with a certain speed from the top of a tower reaches ground in T1. If it is projected vertically downwards from the same point with the same speed, it reaches the ground in T2. The time required to reach the ground if it is dropped from the top of the tower is, okay. So this is from the chapter of rotational motion. And for solving such type of question, there is a direct formula and which is based on the theory part itself. So for this, we have T1 is equals to U plus under root of U square 2GH over G, and T2 will be equals to minus of U plus under root of U square plus 2GH over G. So just put the value. So for T, we get under root of 2GH over G. Okay. So time required to reach the ground if it is dropped from the tower, top of the tower. So if we multiply T1 into T2, so T1, T2 we get, multiplying it we get U square plus 2GH minus of U square over G square. So it will be equals to, this will cancels out, we get 2GH over G square, and this will be equals to this T square. So we get T is equals to under root of T1 into T2. So our answer is option A, that is T will be equals to under root of T1 into T2. Okay. So the next question is 51. In Frank Hertz's experiment, the first dip in the current voltage graph for hydrogen is observed at 10.2 volt. The wavelength of light emitted by hydrogen atom when excited to the first excitation level is, okay. So student, this question is from the chapter of modern physics. So in this question, we are asked to find the wavelength, okay. So the wavelength is given as, okay, we have to find the wavelength now. So we know the formula that EV is equals to SC over lambda, means energy is equals to SC over lambda, and we calculate energy in terms of electron volt. And we have given the electron volt as 10.2. So just put the value here. So we get 10.2 electron volt is equals to SC over lambda. So we can calculate the lambda as lambda is equals to HC over 10.2. It means H is the Planck's constant and HC value is given as 1 1245 electron volt nanometer. So just put the value here, 1245 electron volt nanometer. This is in terms of electron volt over 10.2 electron volt. So these electron volt cancels out each other and we get our desired answer in terms of the nanometer as asked in the question. So the lambda will be 122.06 nanometer. This is the final answer. Okay. Now next question 52. Um, for a given series LCR circuit, it is found that um, maximum current is drawn when value of variable capacitance is 2.5 nanofarad. If resistance of 200 ohm and 100 millihenry inductor is being used in the given circuit, so the frequency of AC source is, okay, so we have to calculate the frequency in terms of the hertz. So this question is from the chapter of alternating current. So we know that for the maximum current, the circuit must be in terms of resonance. So this is the condition for finding the maximum current. So in resonance, we know that F naught is equals to what? 1 over 2 pi under root of LC. So F naught will be equals to 1 over 2 pi, and L is the inductance, and it is given as 100 into 10 to the power minus 3 into C capacitance. It is given as 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 9 because it is given in terms of nanofarad. Na? So we have multiplied it with 10 to the power minus 9, and this L inductance is given in terms of the 100 millihenry. So that's why we have multiplied it with 10 to the power minus 3. So simplifying it, we get F naught is equals to 1 over 2 pi under root of 25 into 10 to the power minus 11. Okay. So we get F naught is equals to 1 over 2 pi into 5 into 10 to the power 5 into root of 10 in terms of hertz. Okay. So it will be equals to 100 over 10 into 10 to the power 3 hertz. So simplifying it more, we get F naught, the frequency, as F naught is equals to 10 into 10 to the power 3 hertz. So this is the final answer. So comparing it with that given in the question, so it will be 10 into 10 to the power 3 hertz. Now next question 53. A particle moves in a straight line so that its displacement x at any time t is given by x square is equals to 1 plus t square. Its acceleration at any time t is x to the power minus n, where we have to find the value of this n. So this question is given from the chapter of kinematics. So we are given x square is equals to 1 plus t square. So differentiating it, we get 2x dx over dt is equals to 2t. So we know that dx over dt means the rate of change of displacement with respect to time is equals to what? Velocity. So we can write x into v, cancelling 2 equals to t. So x, again differentiating it with respect to t, we get x del v over del t plus v del x over del t is equals to 1. And we know that del v over del t is what? Acceleration a. So just put the value here. So x into a plus v, and dx over dt is v equals to 1. So we get xa plus v square is equals to 1. So from here we can write x into a is equals to 1 minus v square. So we can write a is equals to 1 minus v square over x. It can be written as 1 minus t square over x, because we know that velocity is equals to time over this distance x. So now we can write it as a is equals to 1 over x cube. So it is equals to x to the power minus 3. So comparing it with that given in the question, x to the power minus n. So the value of n here is 3. So the value of n is 3. Now next question 54. 3 balls of masses 2 kg, 4 kg,
and 6 kg respectively are arranged at center of the edges of an equilateral triangle of side 2 meter. The moment of inertia of the system about an axis through the centroid and perpendicular to the plane of triangle will be. So this question is from the chapter of rotational motion. Rotational motion, okay. So we are given with an equilateral triangle, and according to it, the 2 kg, 4 kg, and 6 kg masses are placed at like this. This is 2 kg, and this is like 6 kg, and this is 4 kg. Okay. This is R, this one is also R, and this is R. This is the center C. Okay. Where R is equals to 1 over rho 3. Now the moment of inertia about this C and perpendicular to the plane can be written as I is equals to R square 2 plus 4 plus 6 means sum of all the masses, because we know that moment of inertia I is equals to what? Mr square. So in place of M total mass, we can write 2 plus 4 plus 6 into R square. So it will become 1 over 3 into 12. So I will be equals to 4 kg meter square. Now next question 55. A coil having 100 turns, area of 5 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter square, carrying of 1 milliampere is placed in uniform magnetic field of 0.20 Tesla, such a way that plane of coil is perpendicular to the magnetic field. The work done in the turning the coil through 90-degree is, okay. So this question is from the chapter of magnetic effects of current and magnetism. Magnetic effects of current and magnetism. Now, we know that the work done W is equals to change in the internal energy delta U, means final minus initial. So we can write W as minus of mu dot B final minus of minus mu dot B initial. So this one is 0 plus minus minus plus mu dot B initial. So it will be equals to mu. It is given as 100 into 5 into 10 to the power minus 3 into magnetic field is given as 0.2 joule. Achha, mu dot B. So it will be equals to 100 into 5 into 10 to the power minus 3 into 1 into 10 to the power minus 3. Okay. Because the current is 1 milliampere. And into B. B is given as 0.2 Tesla. So solving it, we get 1 into 10 to the power minus 4 joule. It will be equals to 100 microjoule. Okay. So the answer is 100 microjoule. Now next question 56. In the given figure, an emitter A consists of a 240 ohm coil connected in parallel to a 10 ohm shunt. The reading of the emitter is in terms of milliampere. Okay. So this question is from the chapter of alternating current. Alternating current. Okay. So we are given with this circuit diagram having a resistor of resistance 140.4 ohm and voltage to 24 volt. Okay. So we have to find the reading of the ammeter. So we can write it as, so first of all, we can find the R equivalent. So R equivalent will be equals to this. Okay, let me first draw it like this. Let us say this is the current I flowing in it, and this is ammeter. Na? So in place of this ammeter, we can redraw this circuit diagram as, let us say this is the resistor having resistance 140.4 ohm, and ammeter, this current I is flowing, and in terms of ammeter, we can write it as like 240, and this will be like this. This is current I flowing in it, and this is voltage of 24 volt, and current I is flowing in like this. So R equivalent can be equals to 140.4 plus this, this is 10. This is 240 and this is 10. Okay. 240 and 10. So it will be 140.4 plus these two are in series, but these two are in parallel. So for this, we can write 240 into 10 over 240 plus 10. So solving it, we get 140.4 plus 2400 over 250. This can be written as R equivalent will be equals to 150 ohm. So from Ohm's law, we know that V equals to IR. So current will be equals to V over R. V is 24 and resistance is 150. So solving it, we get 160 milliampere. This is the answer. Now next question 57. A wire of cross-sectional area A modulus of elasticity 2 into 10 to the power 11 Newton per meter square and length 2 meters stressed between two vertical rigid supports. When a mass of 2 kg is suspended at the middle, it sags lower from its original position, making angle theta equals to 1 over 100 radian on the points of support. The value of A is, okay, we have to find the value of A. So A means we have to find the area of cross section A, okay? So this is like this. This is of 2L. This is X and this is tension T acting in both the side. This is theta and this is of 2 kg, okay? So if we find the gravitational force mg acting in downward direction, so it will be 2 into 10. So it will be equals to 20. The downward force will be equals to 20. So in vertical direction, we can write it as, in vertical direction, we can write it as 2t sine theta will be equals to 20. Okay. And using a small angle approximation for this sine theta means for a small angle, we can write sine theta is approximately equals to theta. So we can write, and according to question, theta is equals to 1 over 100. So we can write t 2t is equals to 2t into 1 over 100. It will be equals to 20. Okay. So from this 2 cancels out. T will be equals to 1000 Newton. Okay. So change in length can be written as change in length delta L. This can be written as 2 under root of this x square plus L square minus of 2L, change in length now. So this will be equals to 2L, taking it common, to 1 plus x square over 2L square minus 1. So delta L will be equals to x square over L. Okay. The change in length will be equals to x square over L. So now the modulus of elasticity can be written as stress over strain, modulus of elasticity. So modulus of elasticity is this 2 into 10 to the power 11. So it will be equals to 10 to the power 3 stress over strain means area into x square over L into 2L. Okay. So solving it, we get area is equals to 1 into 10 to the power minus 4 meter square. Now next question 58. Two coherent monochromatic light beams of intensities I and 4I are superimposed. The difference between maximum and minimum possible intensities in the resulting beam is xi. The value of x is, okay. So this question is from the chapter of wave optics. Okay, so in this question, we are asked to find this value of x. We know that the formula for maximum intensity is what? Under root of I1 plus under root of I2 whole square. So I1 is I and I2 is 4I whole square. It is equals to 9I. And minimum intensity is this under I1 minus I2 whole square means under root of 4I minus under root of I whole square. This is equals to I. So I maximum, difference of maximum and minimum intensity will be I maximum minus I minimum. 9I minus I, it will be equals to 8I. So the value of x is 8. Now 59. Two open organ pipes of length 60 centimeter and 90 centimeter rotate at 6th and 5th harmonics respectively. The difference of frequency is for the given modes is, and we are given with the velocity of sound in air 333 meter per second. Okay, so this question is from the chapter of oscillations and waves. Oscillations and waves. Okay, and first we know that the difference in frequency in open organ pipe is given as open organ pipe. It is given as F is equals to NV over 2L. Okay, so delta F can be written as N. Sixth and fifth, na. So delta F will be 6V over 2 into L. 60 centimeter means 0.6 minus fifth 5V over 2 into L. L is 90 centimeter means 0.9. So V will be equals to, as given in the question, 333 meter per second. So putting the value of 3 in the above equation, we can write delta F is equals to 6 into 333 over 2 into 0.6 minus 5 into 333 over 2 into 0.9. Solving it, we get delta F equals to 6 is a 18, carry 1, 6 is a 18, 119, carry 1, 6 is a 18, 1998 over 6 to the 12, 1.2 minus 5 is a 15, carry 1, 5 to 15, 116, carry 1, 5 to 15, 116, 1665 over 1.8. So solving it, we get delta F is equals to 740 hertz. Now, 60th question. A capacitor of 10 microfarad capacitance whose plates are separated by 10 mm through air and each plate has area 4 centimeter square is now filled equally with two dielectric media of K1 given as 2 and K2 as 3 respectively. Now, if new force between the plates is 8 Newton, so we have to find the supply voltage. Okay. So as given in the diagram, this is K1, 2 and K2 is 3. And this is the distance between them, D. Okay. So we can write it as like this is the voltage. Okay. V. This is capacitance C1. And this must be the capacitance C2. Okay. Now we can solve it as like this. We know that if the two capacitors are connected in parallel, so for parallel, we can write equivalent capacitance is equals to C1 plus C2. Students always remember there is an inverse relation between finding the series combination or parallel combination of resistance and capacitors. What we use in series combination for resistance, that will be used in parallel combination for capacitance, and that the thing that is used in the parallel capacitance for resistance, it will be used for the series combination for the capacitor. So since these two are in connected in parallel, so we have used the formula C1 plus C2. So since we know that capacitance C is equals to epsilon naught A over D, so we can write it as C1 is equals to epsilon naught A over D. Now multiplying the both numerator and denominator by 2. So 2 into epsilon naught A over 2 into D. So it is as given in the question 10 microfarad. So it will be equals to 10 microfarad. Now C2 is equals to, since it is given that K2 is 3 na, so we can use it as 3 epsilon naught A over 2D. Acha, this 2 is the dielectric constant 2 K1 that is equals to 2, okay? And this is K2 equals to 3, though it will be equals to 15 microfarad. So C equivalent will be equals to C1 plus C2. So solving it, we get 25 microfarad. Okay. Now the charge on C1, will be equals to, we know that it is 10 volt microcoulomb. Okay. And the charge in C2 is 1.5 microcoulomb. Okay. Now the force between the plates will be, the formula for force, we know that 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 over r square na, so we can write it as q square over 2a epsilon naught. So it will be equals to 100 v square into 10 to the power minus 12 over 2 into 10 to the power minus 4 area into epsilon naught plus 2 to 5 v square into 10 to the power minus 12 over this 2, and area is 2 into 10 to the power minus 4 epsilon naught, and this is equals to 8. As given in the question, the force is 8 Newton, na? So solving it, we get 325 V square is equals to 8 into 4 into 8 into 4 into 10 to the power minus, 8 into 4 into 10 to the power minus 4 into 8.85, because the value of epsilon naught is 8.85. So V square will be equals to 32 into 8.854 into 10 to the power minus 4 over 325. So V is equals to under root of 283.2 into 10 to the power minus 4 over 325. So more simplifying it, we get V as 0.93 into 10 to the power minus 2, and this is the desired result. So the value of the supply voltage is 0.93 into 10 to the power minus 2 volt.